Okay, I'm back. I am not sure if the color is showing up, but this is what the jacket looks like. I wish I had somewhere to put this mic, but this is what the jacket looks like. Let me just show you the jacket alone. Alrighty, seemingly it is a double-breasted situation, which I am not mad at. And I bought a grossly oversized one because obviously the Zara jacket is oversized. And I just wanted to make sure that I have enough to work with. And this is the plan. So this is how that bomber looks like. So even though this is blazer style, I'm going to lift up the collar just like that, and then I am going to then attach a new collar that's going to be a round collar. And I think everything else we have, because that one actually has a zip, and I think in terms of the body we have enough to work with to basically cinch it in with an elastic on the waist. And I cannot say I am not impressed. The color of this is just amazing. I think it will pass as one of those Zara ones. The material, maybe not so much, but who cares? Who's gonna know? No one is gonna know. And I also do think the Zara one is a bit oversized on the shoulder, so the shoulder does fall down. All I will need is to remove the shoulder pad. So there's a bit of a shoulder pad here, obviously, because this was a blazer jacketish thing. Yeah, we remove the pockets, and I think we have something here. Just watch and see if this can actually turn into something. So we have our jacket here, and I'm trying to figure out the length of the actual jacket. So the plan, I'm not sure if you can see, but this is where the pocket sits, these pockets. And I am thinking that if I cut here, because it's literally just lower than my waist bones here, I basically can sort of have the perfect length. So I am going to cut it here and maybe give it just a tiny bit of allowance. And we're going to use the rest of it, that's the bottom, for a collar. I have seen that the Zara one is not a high neck, but it is a normal collar that basically just flaps down. And I'm trying to decide if that's what I want or I want the high neck, because now I just feel like essentially I am sort of mixing two styles. And I don't mind it because I do feel like I love the high neck more than the neck that falls down. So that I am going to see as I'm going. I am hoping that I have enough material at the bottom to play with to be able to basically do both versions and see which one I love the most. But I am definitely going to try the utilitarian version first, because that's the one that I love the most. The other one, I'm going to see. So yeah, that's where I'm going to cut, and that's what I'm going to be doing now. Off. I'm not sure if it's too short for my liking, but I have cut it off and I have to work with it. Yeah, it was where I thought I would actually cut it off, but it's really okay. So what I'm going to do is that I am also going to trim this piece because it curves up. It's supposed to be the lapel, as you can see. So I'm just going to trim this piece here so that it just goes, you know, curved up. And yeah, so we do have essentially our jacket. And I'm also going to remove the shoulder pads because yeah, they do look weird since the shoulders sit here. I love the arms. I love the size that they are. They really just give space. And yeah, I've cut also the collar obviously, and I am going to reach inside of this, basically just try and see what kind of a shaper do they have here that I have to remove, because this thing doesn't need structure at all. So you can see we have that, we have sort of the shaper there, and then a bit of, you know, some structure. So I'm just going to remove anything structural from the inside. And I think that I will need to basically unpick somewhere here on this side, because I am going to need to hand sew that, because I do want it to still be very clean on the inside. So that's what I'm gonna do now, and I wanna see, so maybe start with a collar, and then I'm going to do the elastic at the bottom, and that will be it, guys. There's really nothing much to do. I am so excited. This is gonna take one night. Okay, let's go. Okay, so I'm going to use half of the bottom part basically to cut our collar, and yeah, I'm just going to straighten it out. I want to get rid of the lining because I do want to interface it so that it's a bit stiffer and it's able to stand. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm leaving it for now because I am going to cut all the edges off. So I'm going to cut where it is sewn this side, because you can see that it's not quite equal. So I want to equalize it, and that way I'll be able to remove the lining easier. I've put on the collar and I'm so excited because it looks so good. So the collar's in, and I've also sort of rolled this in and hemmed it. It is going to have a zip, so I am definitely just going to have a style line somewhere here just so that there's some visual interest. And then now what I want to do is I'm going to undo sort of a piece of this, because now it's time to put the elastic at the bottom, and obviously everything needs to be sewn in like that. So that means I need to basically have a hole somewhere here in this, on this seam, and that's basically how I'm going to get to now when I am sewing the bottom part together, because I want to make sure that everything is clean and all that. And I think for my neck, as much as I have serged it, I think I am going to have a bias tape to cover this. I love a clean interior as much as an exterior. So yeah, I am just going to undo it and then put in the elastic, and I'll be ready to go on my way. Actually, I cannot do it like this. So the plan is always not to leave too much of a hole unless you are a very, very good hand sewer that can hide that this stitch is different from the rest. I just want to see how much I have to work with, or did I need to measure that? I probably need to measure it so that I can have an idea, but already I am going to mark the places that are going to have like the major pleats. And yeah, it's just going to be not too measured, but a bit thoughtful in terms of how do I split. You know, I don't want it. So maybe let me say can't just be every 5 inches or something like that. So measure at 10, measure at 15. And I'm doing this because already I can tell that we don't have enough jacket to work with. So, but I still want the big pleats. This is the inside. I have this sewn in, basically doing the pleats as I have meant to, and then I sew them together now after that with this, or I do it together. I don't know, guys. Let me figure it out and let you know how I ended up doing it, because I really have no idea what's going to work the best. I have made some decisions. So what I'm going to do is, where I am set to have my pleats, I'm trying to think if they go in one direction or they should be facing each other, sort of like box pleats. I'll decide as I go. Probably going to have them go. So what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to pin them and use my needle and thread to tack, basically just create a bit of tacks here that is just hold it with a needle and a thread, and then we can then have our elastic. So yeah, I think that will be the best way for me to do it, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. This was way too easy. It was way. So now, remember I had to sandwich the entire thing in, right? So now basically this hole that I opened is what I'm going to use to bring the entire jacket out. So, you know, you want to take your time here so that you don't open the hole too much, because you don't want to rip it open. But yeah, this is way easy because the jacket has no structure, and this is what it looks like. Oh my god, I think I did a thing. I do think that I did a thing. Whoa. Okay, the corners are always going to be a bit tricky, but not to worry. OMG, I am so happy. Like, already this thing is it's just so major. Okay, guys, this is what it looks like. I might just need to... So I think, as you can see, because obviously the lining is not the same color as our outer jacket, and because it's so oversized, what I am going to do is I am probably going to top stitch just so that it stays put. And I should have made this a bit longer because now that I think of it, it is going to be way cropped than I initially anticipated. But let me turn it to the back so that you can see the situation. It has the pleating that we were looking for. It is snatched in the waist, and I hope I don't sound crazy. But yeah, guys, it is technically practically done. So now I'm just going to go and check if I do have because this needs a jacket zipper. A jacket zipper is the one that you can basically remove at the bottom, that can open all the way and you can separate, unlike a dress one that basically ends somewhere. And so yeah, I'm going to figure out the lining situation, and then I'll come back to you guys with now probably the complete jacket, because all I need is to find a zipper, which I don't think I have, because I think I used that zipper on the project that I made last week, which was the crossbody bag. So yeah, this might be something that I need to finish tomorrow, but I am absolutely flabbergasted and just overjoyed. Okay, I'm going to fit this for you so that you can see how it looks. Here is the jacket. Oh my gosh, I've never been so proud of anything in my life like I am. I feel like I just always say that with every project, but guys, look at this. And I do think that it is the right length, because I really don't like oversized anything. And this is the right level of oversized without being too, I'm trying to be a Pinterest girly, because I am not. So this is it, but I'm obviously going to put on some jeans, put on a t-shirt or whatever, style it, and then show it to you guys at the end of the video. Alrighty, see you on the next project, which is going to be my gingham. Yeah, it's going to be my gingham print top, and yeah.
I used to believe we were burning on the edge of something beautiful, selling a dream, smoking mirrors keep us waiting on a miracle, Say go through the darkest of days, having some heartbreak away, never let you go. Nah, I won't give up. Nah, let me love you.
So this is the final look, and I cannot say enough how pleased I am with myself. Let me know what you think. I think later on I'll probably just want to sort of create a card.